we're going to be sending the parents of Kakarot to Earth with him. For this what if, I'll be using Bardock and Gine from the Minus and Super Broly movie. Now this Bardock and Gine never really had a power level stated, but for the sake of this what if, Bardock will be a power level of 5,000 and Gine around 500. This what if begins with Bardock coming back from a mission after a fellow Saiyan told him about Frieza asking around about the Super Saiyan legend. Bardock, after hugging Gine, asks where Raditz is. Gine replies telling him that he's off-world currently doing a mission with his team. Bardock shows a small sign of relief, but then inquires about Kakarot, to which Gine tells him that he's still in his incubator. Bardock then states come nightfall they'll be sending Kakarot off-world, to which Gine goes off on Bardock, he's crazy and all that. Later that day, as they're about to steal the pod that Goku will take, Gine would begin to get really emotional as she holds the kid Kakarot. Bardock would notice this and tell Gine to be quiet. Gine says that she wants to see Kakarot grow up. Bardock tries to explain that if nothing happens with Frieza, he'll go and pick him up. But Gine, with tears in her eyes, yells, "What if something happens and we never get to see our kids again?" Bardock lets out a sigh and yanks out another pod. He tells her that Kakarot and her will go in this pod while he follows behind in the other pod. Gine wipes her tears and with a smile, they head out. After finding out that Gine's pod will take them to Earth, he has them blast off. But not after a long hug between the two Saiyans. 30 minutes have passed and Bardock finally is able to set the pod for him to head towards Earth. We cut to a few days later where Gine's pod finally crashes at Mount Paozu. Gohan would hear this crash and go investigate. Upon arriving at the crash site, Gohan would find this pod with a bunch of machinery he doesn't really understand. As Gohan begins to walk away, he can sense something in the woods around him, and out of a brush comes a kid Kakarot who tries to attack him, but Gohan dodges. Because remember, Kakarot is still only 3 years old. He can't really fight because he doesn't have any fighting experience. However, Gine then jumps in telling Gohan to get away from her child, but Gohan tries to calm her down and tell her that he attacked him first. Gohan asks if she and her child are lost and need some help. Gine does say that they are lost and in need of help to find Bardock. But as soon as they finish talking, there's a loud crash not too far away. All three of them head over and see Bardock flying out of his pod. Bardock spots Gine and is relieved that she's okay. But coming out of the woods behind her is Gohan, to which Bardock immediately thinks he's an enemy and lands in front of Gine, telling Gohan to get away or he'll kill him. Okay, Gohan, taken back a bit, says that he's happy she found her husband. I mean, you can't really call him that because Saiyans don't work like that. And that if they need a place to stay for a while, he's happy to help. Bardock says that they don't need an Earthling's help. Gohan nods, sensing that Bardock is serious. And before he leaves, he tells him that he lives a few miles that way. We cut to a few days later where Gohan is awakened on a stormy night by a knock at the door. When he opens the door, he sees Bardock, Gine, and Kakarot standing there drenched. Gohan, surprised, lets them in and offers them some towels to dry off. As they dry off, Gohan prepares them some steamy hot food. Once they dry off, the family notices a spread of food and look towards Gohan. And Gohan gestures towards them as in saying, "Yeah, go ahead, eat." The family almost immediately begins to dig in. It is at this time that Gohan would ask where they're from. What are they? This is where Gine would reveal the whole Saiyan origin and that they're from space. But once Gine mentions that almost all Saiyans are brutes, Gohan asks if they're brutes. Gine says that she doesn't like to fight and Kakarot's too young. Bardock just looks up with a villainous smile. However, Gine tries to reassure Gohan that they come in peace as they're running from an evil empire. Gohan, after thinking about it for a bit, invites them to stay with him for a while, as long as they need. After a bit of arguing between Gine and Bardock, they decide to stay with the old man. As they go to bed, Gine is unable to sleep as she is worried about Raditz, not knowing if he's alive or not. All of this means that the name Goku never exists because Bardock and Gine would be there to tell Gohan about Kakarot being his actual name. And whenever Goku would go Zaru, you have Bardock and Gine there to stop him, or at least hold him down long enough for the night to pass. For the next 10 years, Kakarot is raised to be a humble and pure-hearted kid, similar to Goku, thanks to the influence of Gine and Gohan. However, he's more battle-ready because of Bardock. They've built a house next to Gohan, so the three of them won't be so crowded in his house. But because Bardock feared Frieza showing up, he's been training Goku. This means everybody's power level has increased. Everybody's power level stands at Kid Kakarot 100, Bardock 5200, Gine 600. Why is Gine stronger? She doesn't like to fight, you may be saying. Well, I think she would also fear Frieza coming back and cause her to train. But I also think that Kakarot would beg her mother to train with him because he's a kid. He wants to spend time with both of his parents. This also means that Kakarot is just as strong as Uzaru when we first met him in the Pilaf saga. In Kakarot's quote-unquote free time, which basically means whenever he's not training with his father, he's doing one of three things: spending time with his mother, taking walks with Gohan, or exploring Mount Pausu. At this point, Bardock still has his Saiyan armor, but after 10 years, it's really starting to show its age. Gine no longer wears her Saiyan armor, as she's gone for a more Earthling look, so she can start blending in. As for Kakarot, I think he'd have like a mix of his Saiyan armor and the blue gi we originally saw in Dragon Ball. When Kakarot and Bulma finally meet, it plays out similar to the original run. However, thanks to Gine and Gohan, he would be taught to be nice to girls. So he would invite Bulma over to his house to meet his parents and treat her to some food. So when Bulma arrives to Kakarot's house, she is greeted by Gine and Gohan. Bulma is quite surprised that there's such a nice family out here in the wilderness. As they begin to eat, Bulma goes on to explain that she's from West City and that she's on a journey to collect the 7 wish-granting balls. She explains that you can make any wish you want. Gohan then asks what is she gonna wish for. She says a lifetime supply of strawberries. Kakarot says that Grandpa Gohan has one exactly like those. Gohan, sensing that Bulma's wish, although selfish, it doesn't really have any evil intent, so he lets her have the ball. You know, he has no real use for it. It's just gathering dust. Gine tells Bulma that if those balls are around here, maybe Kakarot can help you look for him. After all, he knows his way around the woods. Kakarot can also use friends his age. You know, he can't be hanging around just the three of them. He needs people his own age he can have fun with. However, this is when Bardock walks in, but only hearing that last part about Kakarot leaving, and tells him that Kakarot can't leave as he's got a lot of training to do. After a bit of argument between Gine and Bardock, she tells him about the balls. This gives Bardock an idea and lets Kakarot go, but he must join them. And with that, the adventure begins. I hope you guys enjoyed this what if. Seeing the Broly movie, I kind of wanted to do this what if, so that's why it took a bit. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.